Hi everybody, Dr. Kogan. Hope you're doing well. We're having wonderful weather today, Friday. Snow is coming on the weekend in DC area. So I want to have this brief chat about adaptogens, kind of following on the footsteps of the recent Washington Post article that quoted some of my comments. And the article was about using adaptogens to substitute for alcohol, for other recreational substances. And I think the article is okay. It's actually a pretty good article. It's just what I realized I wanted to talk about, the fact that article did not really go enough into a pretty important aspect of covering actually medical use. It touched upon it, but it didn't go far enough. So adaptogens are usually plant-based substances. Mushrooms, there are mushroom adaptogens. There's also plant-based or non-mushrooms adaptogens as well. There's a whole list. There's actually a lot of them. There are probably upwards of dozens, if not close to 100. We only use some of them in the clinical practice, but we use them very widely. I use them a lot personally and for the family. An article did mention that. I was very open about it. And more importantly, I think that each one of us, and this includes you kids, if you're going to see this video, can use adaptogens not just for the disease, but for optimization and for the performance. So let me give you an example. If you need to have an all-nighter and you're really stressed about something, let's say you need to prepare for an exam and you know you're going to have to study for many hours, it's actually very reasonable to take a rhodiola or schizandra as an example, because it will help you to have less impact on your body from the stress of not sleeping and studying a lot. And so that's a very immediate example. And of course, we use it very heavily in clinic for patients who come in for a variety of stress-related conditions, or just simply that you have a prolonged illness and the stress of the illness have accumulated, and we can temporarily use adaptogens of different kinds. Adaptogens can be very upregulating, so you could, for example, I mentioned rhodiola, it could be very upregulating. It could give you more energy, it could have some antidepressive effect, it can balance some of the even negative impacts of antidepressant medications. And adaptogens can be downwind. So let's say you are stressed and you're anxious. So something like holy basil or ashwagandha would be very good in that scenario, where it would be calming and reducing the stress and also reducing the anxiety. But what I really want to speak to is that each one of us have our personal, maybe one or two or three adaptogens that fit our physical body really well, or better than others. So for me personally, it's definitely rhodiola and schizandra. Those are two big ones. But I also really like how periodically I really like to take Eleuthero, which is Siberian Ginseng. It's a little different from regular ginseng. And also I really like this adaptogen called Cordyceps, which is part adaptogens, part liver defense support / detoxification support. So I also like to take that one. And there are probably more, I use them not as frequently as the ones I just mentioned. Of course, the regular ginseng people probably use also quite heavily, and I do use it periodically as well. I also love to use astragalus after I'm recovering from illness, but astragalus can have, if you're quite frail and quite fatigued to the point where you've really been sick for quite a while, astragalus may not be the best, because you need to have a pretty strong physical health overall. You may just be recovering from an acute illness, where astragalus would be a good one to take. It's very superficial overview, I understand. Again, my video is always going to be short, although I am starting to expand the repertoire a little bit. So next week, you'll see a post about mindfulness-based stress reduction program. So we're continuing with the stress reduction theme. And so yes, stay tuned for that, by the way, because if you are interested in the program, you can still join us until I think next week, until the end of next week, you can join the MBSR classes that just started at the clinic. So we're at gwcim.com. Check us out. I'll see you very soon, and I hope if you do get snowed in that you use it wisely and you'll go skiing. And if you go skiing to Whitetail, maybe I'll see you there.